Yeah, you didn't see that coming, did you? Hit the thing. Fuck, I'm out of bullets. He's not reload fast enough.
Hey, Dan.
Well, no, come on.
Hey, Dan.
Come on, Greg. No. Greg, it's the weekend. I'm just hanging out. I'm relaxing, okay? It's just me in my basement. I just want to play my game, please.
Yeah,
not now.
Yeah, no, I get it. But no, you know what?
You're coming closer. Stop.
It's just breathe deep. Just breathe deep. And we're going on a trip.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's just fine. Just go to sleep. You don't need to know where we're going. It's okay. I always take care of you. Why are you fighting? Eric didn't fight at all. Eric likes to sleep. All right, good. I gotta lug his dead, like, flat corpse up the stairs. I made a poor choice. Well, he'll enjoy it when we get there. Hey, Dan. Oh, hey, we're here. I got the fire going. This is your favorite part. I got marshmallows. I know you love them. Wake up. All right, go. Here we go. There's some fresh air for you. Sorry, forgot about the bag on your head. I don't know why I do that. I don't need to.
Oh, we're camping again.
Yeah, Eric's still sleeping. I've tried to wake him up multiple times, but he's just snoring over there. So I think I'm going to let him just have his little beauty rest.
Okay, one, I don't know what Noggout Serum used that time, but that was actually kind of nice. But two, you don't have to keep kidnapping. I'm willing to go on trips with you, Greg.
Sometimes it's just fun. It kind of livens it up for me, you know?
What's that smell? Are we in Maryland?
Yeah. We're here in Gambrill State Park in Frederick, Maryland, because we're going to talk about a local Maryland cryptid today.
Hey, all right. Man, my back hurts from that trunk.
Well, yeah, so I could put you in the back seat. I don't know why I do that. It's just, I don't know. I think movies have really ruined my brain. But yeah, so today I want to tell you about a cryptid that actually was suggested or recommended by Amy's Birdhouse in her review on Apple Podcasts. So she wanted us to do an episode on the Snallygaster, so we're going to do an episode on the Snallygaster.
Snallygaster it is. I don't know what that is. I've never heard that word before, but I'm here for it. Honestly, it sounds delicious.
Yeah, it sounds like a nice sandwich, but it's not. So, let's move closer to the fire, and I'll tell you all about the Snallygaster.
All right, can I have some water? I just need some water. Oh man,
no, it's beers only.
It's Greg's Cryptid Corner, where mysteries abound. Bigfoot, Mothman, monsters, let's see what we found.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Greg's Cryptid Corner, a podcast about monsters for weirdos. I'm your host, Greg, and I'm joined today, while Eric's over there sleeping, and we're just going to let him go. But Dan's awake. So
hello.
Dan, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I got a little crank in my back, but I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be out camping. I'm excited to learn about the Snallygast. Did I get that right?
Snallygaster.
Snallygaster? Snaggle monster? I don't know. It sounds like, right now, my impression is that it's like a part cat, part alligator, part snail.
Nope. Well, it's parts of things. Yeah. So I'll describe it. You'll get a good feel for what the Snallygaster is, and then I'm excited to tell you about it because I think you're going to have thoughts on it.
Okay. All right.
Like towards the end of the episode, about like what it could actually be and the reasoning behind it. I think it's going to be interesting because it takes a weird turn. Remember the roping where that took a weird turn? This is kind of similar as well, and so
what you're saying is I'm going to get heated and I'm going to offend some of our listeners by my heatedness.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's possible. Yeah. So like I said in the intro, this was recommended by Amy's Birdhouse.
Yeah, we love Amy's Birdhouse.
Yeah, so if she wants us to do something, we're gonna do it. So, you want to hop in and start talking about the Snallygaster?
Please and thank you.
Oh yeah,
I need another beer though.
I'll tell you, I've never seen anything like it. It had enormous wings, a long, sharp beak, claws like steel hooks, and one eye in the center of its forehead. I could hear its screech cut through the air. It sounded like a locomotive whistle. I tried to run, but the monster swooped down and grabbed me by the shirt. I thought I was done for. I was able to struggle free and make it home safe, but I'll never forget what happened when the Snallygaster almost killed me.
Creepy.
That encounter was by James Harding, and it came from the Middletown Valley Register in 1909. Now, that newspaper was known for creating sensational tales, or as we would like to call it nowadays, fake news or lies.
Bat Boy, those kinds of things. Yeah.
So they would do that to sell newspapers, but for our intents and purposes here, it's to illustrate the magnitude of the Snallygaster.
You're saying the way that we some of the never mind. There's a I want to say a delicate metaphor for like the way that we take some of the more outlandish cryptids very seriously. We're also going to take outlandish news sources very seriously.
Yes, you have to.
It's real news. You believe this news.
What do they call it? Lamestream media nowadays are not going to report, properly on cryptids and things like that.
Yeah.
So
we got
you got to really
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, you got to dig down and find just the real journalists who aren't afraid to lie and make up things to sell.
You said it, not me. You said
I know. Yeah. So now the Snallygaster was described as having wings like a bat, with a beak like a bird of prey, with like sharp metallic teeth.
Wow, a beak with teeth. That's not something you see very often. In fact, I'm not sure that's something you ever see. Also, the one eyeball on the head. Like, do cryptids evolve? Like, are there like nascent stages to the evolution of a cryptid?
So are you asking, are cryptids like Pokemon where they can evolve from?
No, I'm talking like evolution. Like, is there some like ecological system, like a gap in the ecological tree that the cryptid evolves to fill over time?
Yes. But okay. I have no answer for that.
Because I've never heard, usually birds have two eyes, with a few exceptions. Like owls, their eyes tend to be in the front of their head. But usually birds, especially hunting birds, the eyes are on the sides of the head because that gives them like 300-degree view. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So to have one giant eye in the front, is it like a fly's eye? Is the one eye actually a billion tiny eyes? Because that would be kind of freaky.
We don't know because it's a cryptid, so it's not even proven to be real. So we don't necessarily know if it is made like one eye of a billion eyes.
Yeah. And I should I just want to qualify because I was just being all poopy about cryptids earlier. Like, I'm willing to accept Bigfoot and like some of the more well-known cryptids.
I know
there's a lot of sightings and stuff like that, but some of the more outlandish ones, I'm like, all right, that just sounds like a fun folktale. I'll believe it on that level. Yeah.
And we'll get into that a little bit more later. So he's got sharp teeth in his beak, big bat wings. It also has tentacles sprouting out of its face.
Okay. All right.
And like you mentioned, it has a single eye in the center of its forehead, and it was big enough to pick up livestock and people.
So I've got a mental image now of this thing swooping down. It like uses its claws to hook into the back of a cow and then lifts the cow up to its face where I'm assuming it's like an octopus where each tentacle has like a part of the nervous system strung through
I would assume, yeah.
So all the tentacles are reaching out and grabbing at the body of the cow, and then the tentacles push it into the forked
razor sharp teeth.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty metal. This is straight up Lovecraftian. This is like Cthulhu vibes.
Absolutely. Now, the name Snallygaster comes from German immigrants in the area during the 18th century. They brought the concept of the Schnellergeist over from Germany. Yeah. That means quick spirit or fast ghost.
I love a Schnellergeist with spicy mustard. The big green mustard. It's so good.
Yeah. So the Schnellergeist, to them, was a supernatural like bird-dragon hybrid. And the name eventually changed to the like more snazzy sounding Snallygaster as it kind of evolved. So maybe the creature itself may or may not have evolved, but the name certainly did.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's I wonder if the description evolved along with the like assimilation into a new culture in America. Like as the melting pot hit the people, the melting pot also hit the story. Like I wonder if it had tentacles back in Germany. Because usually old, like...
It's impossible to know.
You know, like when you hear about old English cryptids, like the worm, like the giant worm that used to live in the English countryside or whatever, like they were kind of basic, weird animals, but just big.
Yeah.
And it takes America to add tentacles.
Oh, we ruin everything by making it greater, I think.
Yeah. We add electric guitar and fireworks to all the cryptids.
Hell yeah. Throughout the 18th and 19th century, the Snallygaster was blamed for attacking livestock and causing fear throughout the area. On top of stealing farm animals and children, it was said to drain the blood of its victims in some stories. And supposedly, President Teddy Roosevelt himself considered hunting it. And you might be saying, man, this is a pretty rad monster. I think there should be a beer fest referencing it. And you'd be in luck because there's a Snallygaster beer fest in D.C., and this year's festival, which is held on October 11th, has Godzilla as the artwork, and I don't really understand that, but like more power to him.
That's weird.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. When you have a awesome looking monster, don't put Godzilla. I mean, Godzilla's great, don't get me wrong, but if you're going to call it Snallygaster Fest, have the Snallygaster.
I know this is not a political talk show, right? We don't want to talk about politics here. But I want to say, my gut instinct when you say... But
we will, don't worry.
There's a beer fest that's wrapped around a cryptid. I'm like, let's do it. You know, DC is not that far from here. That's a barrel run. We could easily do that. But, you know, right now there's like federal troops, like... Yeah, probably stepping all over the city. I wouldn't feel comfortable drinking around them. I'd throw a Subway sandwich in their chests. I would get arrested.
Yeah, you go to jail for 6 years or something like that.
Oh God, yeah. So what a bummer.
Boy.
Sorry, DC. You're a little off limits right now. Not interested.
Yep.
But I would love to go drinking with Godzilla. Yeah. Why they? It sounds like the Snallygast thing. Is it that the description of the cryptid is too rad? Like if they tried to sell tickets to a beer fest that had this like betentacled, tooth-beaked, bat-winged, one-eyed cyclops monster bird, like draining the adrenochrome from a child, would they be like, nah, that's too much. That's too much for a...
Well, so I know they probably have a different design every year. So I've seen designs from previous years where they had the monster on it, and it was more like a dragon-looking thing opposed to the rad, like, tentacle face.
Okay.
But still, it looked more like a cryptid than Godzilla.
Maybe I should apologize. I'm getting really hung up on the tentacle face thing, but it sounds like, if I'm remembering right, that came from one description and the rest of them didn't include the tentacles. Because I feel like that's a detail that people would get off the jump, right?
Yeah. Descriptions are across the board different, so it's hard to say. So
maybe the person that saw tentacles, it was just that the bird was having a bad feather day, and the feathers, like in silhouette, looked like tentacles. And
that could be, yeah. But I like the idea that it has tentacles.
Me
because
too.
That makes it way more metal.
Yeah, that's really good.
There was another story I read about it, and I didn't take notes on it, but basically the Snallygaster, or a Snallygaster, was flying over a big moonshine situation, and the fumes from the boil kind of like knocked it out, and it fell into the still or the fermenter or however that works, and it ended up dying in there. And then the prohibition officers came by and shut it down and found the corpse and decided to just blow up the whole still, just destroying the entire corpse of the Snallygaster.
Oh, come on, guys.
Two for one right there for the prohibition cops.
Yeah. What are you doing? We can't drink and we can't have cool corpses? You got to pick a lane and stick with it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But moving on to there are some dark aspects of the Snallygaster, or at least the Snallygaster mythos. So it's not really from the creature itself, but from the people spreading the word about it. So
can I head you off a little bit and just say my ears perked up. My moral radar triggered when you mentioned this came from immigration. I was like, oh no, how is this going to get twisted back on the people that brought it? How is this going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me buckle up. There we go.
Yeah. Well, welcome to America. This is what happened. So word was spread that the Snallygaster preyed on African Americans who were out after dark. So during much of the Snallygaster's time, slavery was legal up until obviously the Emancipation Proclamation. So this was a way for white slave owners to keep their slaves scared from running away.
Ugh, I'm pulling on my collar. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was also used as the scapegoat for murdered slaves. by horrible racist people. And it was also often said to punish groups that were seen as outsiders of the time. So, slaves or immigrants or anything like that. So it's just more like racist fear mongering.
Yeah. It's kind of, now I'm rethinking all the like accoutrement on this monster. The bat winged with the claws and all that stuff. And I'm trying to draw parallels in my mind to like stabbings, whippings, all that, like those kinds of lacerations.
The drained blood, like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Because there was bad, man.
There were clan members who would kidnap and kill slaves and basically use them as experiments. So that could also be part of the Snallygaster myth that, it was a Snallygaster doing it, not these absolute pieces of garbage, Well, this is another story about the testament to the power of stories for good and for ill. What a shame. That's really sad because it's such a badass creature design. Of course it had to be weaponized. Of course. Well, that's kind of how a lot of this goes. Like, especially the Americanized ones, right? Like we do ruin a lot of things. And it's sad to me. And I'm sorry to kind of end the Snallygaster discussion on that down note, but one, that's America, sadly, and two, it is kind of that like you said, that storytelling of reasoning behind where creatures come from. So do I think Snallygaster could be real? Absolutely. And I think he's being scapegoated, and we're putting a spin on the Snallygaster in a negative way when all he wants to do is eat cows once in a while, and we do it too. We eat cows. I mean, let the Snally take your cow.
Yeah, that's fine. Eating cows, good. This is I have complicated thoughts. Cool monster. The fact that it's a like Germanic immigrant folktale, right? Mm-hmm. In Maryland, where there is, I think a lot of the East Coast has a pretty dense German population, especially in the early days.
Yeah. And I think this also reaches up to like Pennsylvania as well, but it's mainly focused on Maryland. Yeah.
To take a story that you hear from newcomers to your country, like notably mostly white newcomers in your country, and then jerry-rig it so that plantation owners can use it to weaponize imaginations against thoughts of like freedom is that feels like America in a nutshell in a really sad way. Let's take this beautiful culture and twist it around in a way that keeps us making lots and lots of money. And also, and there's another thing about like America back then was dangerous. Thick, dense woods, long stretches of land between like farming properties and plantations and stuff like that. Lots of shadows for stuff to be hiding inside of, and little to no education for especially slaves, but for a lot of like young or poorer people too. Mm-hmm. So it seems like an environment that would be ripe for exploiting all the gaps in their knowledge to plug it up with nightmares that keep people in their place. Again, not to get too political, but it's kind of like when I hear like politicians or whatever pointing at unhoused people on the street and being like, that could be you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a similar kind of fear mongering. Like, if you don't stay in your lane, a tentacled, tooth beaked, bat winged cyclops bird will swing down and I guess take you straight to hell. I wonder if are there any like supernatural allusions to like the afterlife? Did they ever like tie religiosity into these stories from the research you did?
From Snallygaster?
Yeah.
Or just in general?
It has the Batwing. It has so many like demon kind of nods to it.
Yeah. I didn't see any of that.
Okay.
I mean, obviously like the Schnellergeist concept was like a supernatural bird dragon hybrid, but I don't know if I didn't see anything of that kind of demonic aspect carrying over to the Americanized concept of the Snallygaster.
Interesting. Okay.
But I do think that like it is important to look at the creature itself and then look at how it has been used or how it has been spun by humans, right? Like
totally.
100% agree. Most cryptids in general can be looked at as fun and cool. And then where it goes from there outside of the cryptids control, basically, how we use the cryptid has nothing to do with the cryptid itself.
100% agree. There's definitely an aspect to like the cryptid community where it's like it's a boundary in what's known, like in the sciences or environmental research or whatever, that like the cryptid researchers out there, I think people support them because they like the idea of testing those kinds of boundaries and expanding the horizons of what we think is possible or what we think is real, or like trying to find an explanation for what, heretofore is unexplained. And I respect all of that. And the creatures kind of stand on their own, but I agree with you. They cannot be divorced from their context.
Yeah.
Like they came from somewhere for sure.
It's like when you talk about movies, we do that a lot. And it's kind of like separating the artist from the art is difficult to do. And it's separating the cultural significance or cultural misappropriation of the cryptid from the cryptid itself. It's difficult to do, but it's good to have a better understanding of the story of the cryptid as a whole. So
yeah,
wanted to make sure that we talked about that, because you can't like whitewash the concept of the Snallygaster when it has such a gross part of like American history as part of its main usage. So
yeah, I mean it's interesting to see like the Nain Rouge when we talked about that little guy. How we were talking about how it was a very good storytelling device in order to like for social cohesion, for camaraderie, that you could blame a group failure on this little gremlin that probably doesn't exist, but you can all just pretend it exists and no individual member of the group will have to take the blame for some systemic failure. So there's like a cryptid that is there to keep people together. And then here you have a cryptid that again is used to keep people together, but here the participants aren't all that willing. It's used to keep you in your place. It's still a kind of group cohesion. It's just way more insidious. It's interesting. Yeah, I guess it's maybe I'm applying to cryptids specifically what you could just say about folktales. I'm not calling all cryptids folktales, but I'm just saying folktales do the same thing. It's like shared common narratives that hold people together for good or for ill. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about that last week with the Harhacha, where, this is a moral folktale, or it could have been just a moral folktale to keep you from committing crimes. Just say.
Yeah. I'm sure I believe some version of that. Like, the kidnapping panics of the 80s and 90s where parents were terrified that their kids were going to be kidnapped, or even like the satanic panic. Danger. Stranger danger, satanic panic. These also feel almost cryptid adjacent to like there are real monsters out there that will really kill people. I heard stories in, insert cheap news rag here that talked about satanic rituals being performed on children after kidnapping them, or even today with like adrenochrome and elites kidnapping kids and all this kind of stuff. Like it all, boy, howdy, does it all feel like a sort, like one of a kind.
Yeah. So
anyway,
that was.
All that having been said, this cryptid sounds dope as hell, and this is another one where I just want to go off and draw it now. I want to see how I can conjure this thing. It's cool.
I hope you enjoyed the Snallygaster.
I did. And you know what? This one got me thinking. Thank you, Greg. I really like that.
I knew you would have thoughts on this one. So
so did you.
Yeah, I'm glad you woke up and both you and Eric weren't sleeping, so it worked out.
Well, I just want to point out here the needle hole in my neck. It's a little infected. I think it's kind of itchy.
Well, I mean,
is that the same needle you used last time?
You don't clean them if it's for the same person. Oh. It's like using a towel. When you use it, it gets clean again. You don't have to really do anything about it.
We stop at a doctor on the way home.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's going to be a problem.
Yeah, tomorrow morning we'll go to urgent care. But before we go, we no new 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We did get a really nice comment on our Hopkinsville Goblins episode from Spotify user Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
She said, just started listening today and I'm already waiting for more episodes. I love the episode cover art. So
hey,
thanks for listening. Thanks for hopping on the Greg's Cryptid Corner train. And, when this episode comes out, I think our t-shirt's going to be up for order.
Whoa, shit, really?
On TeePublic, yeah. Our I'm Squonk, You're Squonk, Go Birds t-shirt. Dan...
the most disgusting drawing of Squonk I think that exists.
Dan drew a pretty fantastic squonk on it.
I just followed the descriptions that I read. So if anybody's like, why are there so many warts on this little guy? Like, all right. That's what the cryptid looks like. I'm sorry.
It's what he is. Yeah. So, check our Instagram at Greg's Cryptid Corner. I'll have it linked in the bio. I'll put it up in stories and whatnot. I recommend it on Kelly Green. So that obviously the Eagles color. So do that. Or there's also a baseball tee. So it's got the Kelly Green sleeves with a white shirt with the design in the middle. It looks pretty rad.
Yeah, I think that's the best one. If you can pull off that shape, it's pretty good.
I can't wear white. I'm too messy.
Yeah, I've got like kind of dark nipples. So if I wear white, I got to wear an undershirt. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be like a little peeping Tom through that cotton. You know what I mean?
Yep, I hear you.
Should we say that, like, you were telling me about how you were going to do these t-shirt things? You're only making like $1 or $2 on each shirt? Whatever the cost is. Yeah. It's just, we're just having fun. So if you want to support the podcast, give Greg $1, buy a t-shirt.
Yeah, and it's on tpublic.com. So like,
get a coupon.
They have sales all the time. Just wait till it goes on. I think it's like 23 base, but you can get it for like 16 when they have sales. And then in the last couple of weeks, they've had sales like 3 times. So,
but it printed nice. You were wearing it at the bar the other day. It looks nice.
Yeah. It came out good. And there's stickers, and you can get a mug. I tried to make it on put it on things that aren't horrible. I know that I'm going to get a mug. Yeah.
We've turned into QVC for Cryptid merch.
Yeah, boy. So just like the shirt, I'm Squonk, you're Squonk. Go Birds, and thanks for listening to Greg's Cryptid Corner. I love you.
Do you think when he brushes his teeth, I'm assuming he's got teeth, right? And he's
got big, sharp metal teeth, yeah.
Yeah, metal teeth? What? I missed the metal part.
Yeah, well, it's metallic. The description was sharp metallic teeth.
It's got unobtainium fillers. Okay, so do you think when he brushes his teeth, he also has to brush all of his tentacles?
I would hope so.
He stretches them out and scrubs them?
What if he brushes them with a hairbrush? So he kind of like fancies them up.
Oh, like he curls them? Or do you think when he's being impatient, all of his little tentacles cross across his chin? Like the way you cross your arms? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's like, oh, stop it. One little tentacle comes up and does a little flick.
That'd be great. Yeah. There's so much you could do with the Snally. We need like a Snallygaster kids cartoon. Get rid of all the racist garbage and let's make him just a cool, like, Scooby-Doo type monster.
Maybe he could be the villain. Maybe he uses does his one giant eyeball, like,